What is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to the Upper 90 YouTube channel. It's been a while, but we are going to make some match predictions for week 23 in the Premier League, so stick around as we dive deeper into this. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Mike, huge fan of the Premier League, which is why we're making some predictions this week. I know it's been a couple weeks since we've done any predictions, but with how the schedule's been, it's been very chaotic to even try to make predictions for each game week because there's been so many cancellations, so many rescheduling that's been very difficult to try to keep up with all this. But this week we do have a full head of ourselves with a 10-match game. So again, that's why I want to do a match prediction for this week, for week 23. Now, starting off, we have Norwich versus Watford. Now, as we know, Norwich did just actually win against Everton, but Everton has been a very struggling club. Watford, I think, has been doing very, very well. I think King, along with a few of the other players, Dennis up top, have been doing very well at this club. I think Watford should win this match and start giving themselves a little bit more buffer in that relegation zone, because again, it is getting a little bit tighter down below. I think Burnley's already on their way out, Norwich most likely, and then it's going to be a toss-up for that last place, and Everton could still be in there, and same with Watford. So again, all these matches for these clubs are going to be a must-win for them. After that, on Saturday, we go to Everton versus Aston Villa. With Everton sacking their manager, I think there's no chance of them winning this match. Aston Villa's been doing very, very well with Stevie G. I think he's done a great job as a manager. Just had some new signings. Luca Digne, who just came from Everton, so that'll be interesting. Along with Philip Coutinho, who obviously had a massive game last week where they did get their draw against Manchester United, a 2-2. So I think Aston Villa easily wins this game 3-1. Prediction-wise, fantasy, I think Coutinho is going to be definitely a pickup that you want to get in your fantasy team if you can. He seems like he's going to be back to his normal self in the Premier League. So if he's pretty cheap yet, might as well pick him up because I think he's going to go a long way for point-wise. Following that then, we have Leeds versus Newcastle. Newcastle is one of those other teams, like I said, is going to be in the relegation battle. Leeds is always an interesting team. They do score a lot of goals, but they do let up a lot of goals. I want to say Newcastle is going to win this game, though, because they are starting to sign a few other players, and I think they're going to start getting implemented in. Chris Wood came from Burnley, went to Newcastle. I think that's actually going to be a big signing for Newcastle because they've dealt with some injuries up top. I think he can also be that main target guy for Newcastle, and they're going to win this game 2-1. Now, next after that, we have Manchester United versus West Ham. This will be a big matchup as well, not only for West Ham, but pretty much any top four team trying to get into that position. Right now is very tight in the top four race. Obviously, Manchester City's here, Liverpool's here, then it drops to Chelsea, and then a few other teams where West Ham can definitely win this game against United, even though United have been playing, I want to say, a little bit better under Rangnick. I mean, they've had some issues, but I think they can easily win this game if they get everything gelling correctly. But David Moyes, tip my hat to him. He's been doing very well at West Ham. I think they're going to win this game 2-1 to West Ham. I think one of the bigger players in this game is going to be Antonio for West Ham. Again, he's such a big player when it comes to being just an aggressive attacker, but also can just throw off defenders. And I think he's going to have a brace in this match. Next after that, we have Manchester City versus Southampton. I don't really need to dive too much into this with how well Manchester City has been doing. They have been on a complete tear in the Premier League. So again, they're easily going to win this game, and I think they're just going to just run over Southampton. I think they're going to win 4-0. Kevin De Bruyne most likely going to be the man of the match in this match. So again, fantasy-wise, if you have him, definitely captain him or go with him into your starting 11. Then we go into Sunday, where we have some big games here, where we have Arsenal versus Burnley. Yes, like I said, Burnley's kind of on their way out, but Arsenal right now are very thin in their entire squad. They obviously have a few of their matches postponed, and they do have a cup game coming up today when this video comes out. So again, depending on how this all goes, Burnley may actually be able to sneak a win out of this. Obviously, Arsenal right there with the top four race as well. If they're healthy, have all the players coming back, Arsenal should win this game, but I don't see them winning very comfortably. I think they're going to win 1-0, where again, it should be one of those games that maybe should end in a draw, but I think Arsenal will win this game. With them getting a draw, I think one of the better players to pick for fantasy is going to be Ben White because he's going to get that clean sheet, and I think he's just going to be an overall well player to pick in this match. Next after that, we have Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, yes, have been doing very, very well, but again, Liverpool, just second place team. Obviously, they're a team that are going to be very hard to beat. I don't think they'll have all their players back, including Mane and Salah yet, so that may make things a little interesting, but the depth that Liverpool do have shouldn't really have a problem in this match. I think they will win this game 3-1. I think Crystal Palace may look a little threatening at times, but overall, I think Liverpool will win this game. I think one of the big players in this one is going to be Jota. I think he's going to have a really great game. So again, fantasy-wise, pick him in your team. And then we have two last games after that. We have Leicester versus Brighton, and Leicester, after watching their game yesterday against Tottenham, I just don't know what to expect of this team anymore. They look so good at times, but then they just lose their minds at other times. And Brighton, yes, have been a very good team. They obviously just drew with Chelsea. They maybe should have won that match. And so I'm going to pick Brighton in this game to win against Leicester because Leicester, I think, just keep shooting themselves in the foot. And therefore, I think Brighton are going to be the better team here. My man that I'm going to pick in this match is going to be Gross from Brighton. I think he's going to be a great midfielder selection. So again, go with him. And then we rounded out with a London derby, Chelsea versus Tottenham. Now, Tottenham got very lucky to win that game yesterday against Leicester City, which I just mentioned. But Chelsea just annihilated Tottenham back-to-back matches in the League Cup game. And therefore, I think this is going to put almost a chip on their shoulder. I think Tottenham may be able to come out and actually thrive in this and actually beat Chelsea, which... the way Chelsea's been playing, it's been very difficult. They obviously need to get results here because they keep losing points here. Tottenham's going to pass them sooner than later because they have so many games in hand. That being said, I think Chelsea will win this game, but I think it's going to be a very close match. I think it's going to be 3-2 in this game. I don't think Romelu Lukaku starts either, which may be controversial. I think Kai Havertz gets the start here. Overall, I think the player you want to pick here is not going to be a Chelsea player. It's actually going to be Tottenham. I think Harry Kane, as in their forward, I think is a good pick. For Chelsea, you may want to go with Thiago Silva, again, with a defender. Again, he's been just really the only player that's been looking really well each and every week. So again, I'm not sure how many points he's going to get for fantasy-wise, but again, if I had to pick a player from Chelsea, I would go with Thiago Silva. So that is all I have for you today in this match prediction. Again, I do apologize. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but again, hopefully I can get back on course, or the season itself can get back in course, so it's a little bit easier to make these predictions. So that is all I have for you today. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.